Hey guys, welcome back to Filter Coffee Football. What an incredible result! It has finally come home. England have managed to beat Germany. It took 120 minutes, but they've managed to win the Euros 2 goals to 1, finally bringing a much needed international trophy back home. We're
Uh,
here to talk about an incredible match, but let's start off by laying some groundwork and talking about some numbers going into this fixture.
Germany never losing their finals, England never winning, the English women never winning anything, any big trophy of note. 87,000 fans in attendance. Wembley was rocking. I mean, if you think women's football doesn't deserve attention, I guess you're totally wrong because you can't blame 87,000 people for being wrong. They aren't. They were there for the love of the game and it showed. There's one very good stat that I personally like. Leah Williamson has never lost a game as a captain, and against Germany, of all teams, where England obviously have a curse against. I mean, you could be in your sleep and still say that England are going to lose against Germany because that's how the odds have always been. But
Especially when you think that it was
it
eventually going to
changed
end into
today.
penalties.
Yep, and England avoided penalties, which is something that England rarely do nowadays.
But yeah, like you said, this was really tipped, I guess, historically in Germany's favor. Maybe not a lot of people thinking of them as top contenders going into the competition, but they come in with a lot of pedigree. Like you mentioned, 8 finals that they have been in, and they have won all 8 of them. So this is the first loss in the finals for them. And England, again, a really good team, but they were not close to the top when we talk about favorites to win. So a really fabulous performance from them. And after the first goal, I mean, this is a very cagey affair. The first half was really tight. Everybody was kind of nervous. A lot of mistakes being made on both ends, and a lot of mistakes being made by the attack as well as the defense. It just felt like one of those really nervous fixtures, and you could tell that. Even the goal came from an error on Germany's part where England opened the scoring. And Germany's goal to come back from that was absolutely incredible. That was a well worked goal,
That was
very
a
well,
very good goal.
good passing in there. Mughal kind of coming in from the right into the middle and finally slotting the ball in the net. And at that point, the tide really seemed to change because the last about 20 minutes of that first half of the second half was all Germany. It felt like England were kind of trying to hold on to a result. Going into the first half of extra time as well, it just seemed like England were out of legs. Germany had attack after attack. England were scrambling to keep the ball away from goal. And coming to second half, I don't know what happened. I guess the German team just got
They
complacent,
resigned
right?
to taking it to penalties. I think they resigned to taking it to penalties because they know for a fact that they are probably better at penalties. But again, it goes to a game of probability. And sometimes I also feel that it is a bit of cockiness when you never give up a game to get to a certain result. You always put your best till the final whistle is blown. And maybe that bit of complacency was something that England chanced upon. And what a wonderful goal! What a
Yeah,
wonderful
I
goal
mean,
to
again,
take the lead again.
another kind of defensive error, sort of scrappy goal. Kelly, right place, right time. A lot of blame might eventually go to the decision to get Heggering off the pitch before the 120 minutes were out, because she was a beast in defense. I mean, she was responsible for that first goal error, but that was honestly the only mistake she had made all night. Even when they took her off, the commentators were also kind of commenting on, maybe that wasn't the best decision. And lo and behold, the second goal also comes from a defensive error. And on the flip side, getting Kelly on as a sub, and of course getting Ella Toon got the opening goal for them. Another fabulous finish, really crucial in their comeback against Spain as well. And big decisions, Serena Weigman retains the Euros, having won it in 2017, I believe, with Netherlands, and now retaining it again this time around with the English team.
She's
So
asserted her dominance, man. She has asserted her dominance. You might. It was also a very big manager versus manager game where it was Serena versus Martina, and it really felt like a two very distinct styles of play coming into the fore, and one just dominated.
And
Maybe.
both
Yeah.
former players, both very successful players in their own right during their playing careers as well. But that's the big thing, right? Because at the end of the game, it wasn't a pretty end. England tried to just run down the clock. You can't blame them. It's 120 minutes as well. It's a long game. At that point, anybody would, of course, there'll be a lot of disgruntled German and anti-English supporters who will talk about how the game ended, but that's football, right? That's how you see a game through. That's how you win those trophies. Do you see any possibility, any remote possibility that the men's can cause an upset and actually get a World Cup in the same year?
Two things. I'm biased against England, so I think they're not going to win it. Second, I don't think they're good enough to win it. So the answer is no. And third, they don't have Beth Mead. I mean, she had a fantastic league season. Arsenal women losing out the championship by 1 point, but she had a very good league season and took that form here to the Euros. 11 goals and assists in 6 games. That's a crazy number. Player of the tournament and the Golden Boot winner. What more can you ask from an attacking player?
Yeah, and let's give a shout out to Oberdorf as well, the young 20-year-old German
Youngest.
midfielder. I mean, being right there in the thick of things, in the center of the park, not even like a wide player as well. So taking a lot of responsibility for that German team. It was heartbreaking to see her receive her award in tears, but promising career up ahead for her as well.
Definitely.
And yeah, a shout out to Pop. I don't think we did mention her being out due to an injury, which was probably not again working in Germany's favor as well. So
It's all about timing, unfortunately. All about timing. You can't. I mean, getting injured in training before kickoff, that has to be the worst. One of the worst, if not the worst.
Yeah, kind of reminds you of Michael Ballack, who was always missing out with his German team. But no, this is a fabulous result for England and a great promising result for Germany as well. They're both establishing their dominance in this game, and moving forward, a lot more to come from these teams. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. Please help us congratulate the women's team and the women's game as a whole. And as always, like, share, subscribe. We will see you guys next time.